Hey guys, Dwayne Bryant here from wagertalk.com with another edition of my MLB trend report. This one for Friday, June 16th. Before I get into the trends that I've got in store for today, I ask that you, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. Also, hit the thumbs up button and also hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any videos or live streams on my channel. Before I get started, though, as I should always do, I need to add a disclaimer here. I put graphics, trend graphics on Twitter. I do videos with these trends in them. But please, guys, do not make a bet based on any single trend. Every trend at some point is going to regress no matter how good it looks. It's only a matter of when, not a matter of if. So please make sure you're not betting on anything based just on one trend or angle. Make sure you've got multiple edges in a game before you make a play. So, having said that, let's move into the first trend of the day, and we're going to look at Taijuan Walker. We're going to go back to early last season, and we're going to look at him when he's off a pretty good start. So, we're going to start with starter equals Taijuan Walker. We're going to look at date greater than, and again, we have to do the 4-digit year, then the 2-digit month, and then the 2-digit day. So that's May 28th of last year. And we're going to look at him when his previous start, he allowed one or no runs. So Taijuan Walker, since May 28th last year, when he is off a start in which he allowed one or no runs, and we'll click the SDQL button. And you'll see that Taijuan Walker is 11-1 straight up in those games. Modest line of minus 126 on average. So a very good 67.2% ROI in those games. You can see that he was active in this situation 4 times already this season. All 4 were wins. All 4 were actually by multiple runs as well. And you can see that it is active today. Walker and the Phillies on the road in Oakland against the Athletics. You'll also note that the under is 5-0-1 in the last 6 in this situation. So let's move on to the next one. We're going to look at Michael Kopech, and we're going to look at him. We're going to also go back to last season. We're going to also look at him off a very good start against teams that can score some runs. So we're going to go starter equals Michael Kopech. And we're going to use the entire last season and this season to date. We're going to use starters, previous starts, runs allowed equals 0. So he didn't give up any runs in his last start. And he's also facing an opponent whose average runs per game this season is greater than 3.6. So going back to last season, Michael Kopech, when he did not allow a run in his last start, and he's facing a team that is averaging more than 3.6 runs per game on the season. We'll hit the button, and you'll see that he and the White Sox are 0-8 in those games where he's off a start where he didn't allow a run and is facing a team that scores more than 3.6 runs per game. They lost these games by an average of 2.25 runs. And that is if you fade him, you got an ROI of 101.2%. And you can see that it is active tonight. The White Sox and Kopech visiting the Mariners. And they'll look to make that 0-9. We're going to look at one more starter-based trend for today. This time we're going to look at Cole Irvin. We're going to go back a couple seasons on Cole Irvin. And we're going to look at him when he is facing a certain caliber of opponent. So we're going to go starter equals Cole Irvin. And we're going to go season is greater than or equal to 2021. And we're going to look when his opponent's winning percentage is between 37 and 46%. So going back and including the 21 season, Cole Irvin against opponents with a win percentage between 37 and 46%. You'll notice that the over-under is 0 and 12. No overs, 12 unders. These games went under by an average of 3.25 runs per game. And that is active again tonight. Irvin and the Orioles on the road facing the Cubs in Chicago. So before I go any further, guys, just want to make a mention here. If you're interested, go over to my page at dbbets.com. Now, I don't have any individual plays up today yet, but I will after I'm done recording this. Also, there's 2 special deals going on right now for baseball. You can get my baseball for the rest of the season for just over $3 per day. Includes every MLB play I release, including the 5% max bets. Or you can get my MLB through the All-Star break for just $99. That is less than $5 per day. Every play I release up until the All-Star break, including the 5% max bets. And again, you can get those special deals and my plays today once I post them at dbbets.com. So let's go back to the database here and we will finish off with some team trends. We are going to look at the Baltimore Orioles. We're going to go back to last season and we're going to look at them as a road favorite at a specific set of numbers. So we'll go season greater than or equal to 2022. Our team is going to be the Orioles. They're going to be a road favorite. And they're going to be a road favorite of more than minus 115. Now, again, I said this in previous videos. I want them to be a favorite of higher than minus 115. But in order to do that with the database, you have to use the less than symbol, not the greater than symbol, because it recognizes the minus 115 as just a number, not as a betting line. And so if I want to know, for example, the Orioles at minus 120 and minus 125, like I do here, then I would have to use the less than symbol. For less than minus 115 actually means higher than minus 115. So if we hit the button for this, we'll see that the Orioles are 10-1 straight up this season as a road favorite of more than minus 115, winning by just over 2 runs per game. A nice 51.2% ROI. ROI is actually slightly higher if you use them on the run line. You can see they averaged a healthy 5.7 runs in those games and active today as they are on the road against the Cubs. We'll look at one more team-specific trend, and then I'll go to a league-wide trend. We're going to look at the Cincinnati Reds this season when they're off a game where they didn't leave a whole lot of men on base. Now, I remember they played the Royals. I believe that was Wednesday was their last game. I think they had yesterday off. They only left 3 men on base in that game. So this season, 2023, team equals Reds. And their previous game, their team left on base was less than or equal to 3. So the Reds, just this season, when they're off a game where their team left on base was less than or equal to 3. Hit the SDQL button. You can see the Reds are a perfect 7-0, both straight up and on the run line. This is actually the trend that I used in my trend of the day graphic that I posted on Twitter. So you can see they won these games by an average of over 2.5 runs per game, despite the fact that they were an average plus 109 underdog. So that gives you a very good 107.9% ROI. And if you use them on the run line, it's even better. You're getting plus 118.8% return on investment. And this is active today as the Reds and Andrew Abbott visit the Houston Astros. So I've got one more league-wide trend for today. And I always like to do these, at least one of these, because these tend to get a little more complex as far as how many parameters and the difficulty of the parameter. So we're going to go back to the 2019 season. We are going to look at road teams. We're going to look at road teams where the line is between minus 125 and plus 125. And we're going to look at them when their previous opponent was held to 2 runs or less. And we're also going to look at their opponent's previous margin was greater than or equal to 4. So what we have here is we've gone back to the 2019 season. We're looking at road teams between minus 125 and plus 25 that are off a game where they held their opponent to 2 runs or less, and their opponent won their last game by 4 or more runs. So we're going to hit the SDQL button, and you'll see that these teams are just 10 and 39, 20.4% winners, despite the line being almost even money. So only basically 20% winners on an even money average bet. So if you faded these teams, you've got a nice 51.6% ROI. If you faded these teams on the run line, your ROI goes up to 64.5%. And you'll see here that it is active today. This is suggesting that we fade the Baltimore Orioles and take the Chicago Cubs. So that will do it for today's edition of my MLB Trend Report. As always, make sure, if you didn't already, that you please hit the subscribe button, also hit the thumbs up button, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any videos or live streams on my channel. Please, again, do not make any actual bets based on any single trends from this show or wherever you find them. Make sure that you have compounded or multiple edges on a play before you actually place a bet. That'll do it for me today, guys. And as always, best of luck on all of your wagers today.